Hey everyone, welcome to the Supernatural Syndicate. Keep kicking off Luke. This is the newest addition to the Horror Syndicate channel. This is a podcast completely dedicated to the television series Supernatural. My name is Seth, and I am joined tonight by my co-hosts Virginia and Luke. Say hello, Virginia and Luke.
Hi.
Peace out. What's up? Peace. What's up? Peace out.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Wow, and it's over.
Yeah, it's going great.
Yeah. So, yeah, it still seems to be a little bit of a delay here, so I'm just trying to get used to it. So anyway, tonight is going to be a us kind of episode as we talk about some supernatural. We have a variety of topics on the complete series whole, and then beginning next week, we will go through the entire series episode by episode, one at a time, beginning with the pilot. So tonight is just more us kind of showcasing our love of the series and of these characters, and we're just going to talk about all things related to the television show Supernatural. So if you like the show, join us. Questions that I ask to these, feel free to answer. I am a terrible host. um, yeah. So anyway, real quick before we move on to the topic at hand, please give us a like on Facebook, and the Supernatural Syndicate Facebook page as well. I'm trying to bring up these banners here.
You're doing fine, Seth.
Okay.
You're doing great. You
Yep.
are the man.
So anyway, yeah. So like the Horror Syndicate on Facebook, like the Supernatural Syndicate on Facebook. If you can, please subscribe to the Horror Syndicate on YouTube. And this will be a weekly show. It's new to the channel, and it's going to be completely just about the show Supernatural, typically one episode at a time. So anyway, let's get started because I am nervous as hell.
You're good.
So let's talk about Supernatural here. Let's talk about our overall thoughts on the series as a whole. Virginia, what are your thoughts on the entire series?
Of course. No, I really like it. I think it's one of those things that you can always go back to. Oh,
Yeah.
I just love it. I mean, it's really hard to like pinpoint anything, but it's classic for me. I think they did a great job with actually telling the story and unfolding all the characters.
Because it's a lot of characters.
It is.
A lot.
I think that's the strength. That's the strength of the show is the characters, and not just with the leads, with Dean and Sam, but with all the supporting characters too.
Oh,
The
yeah.
show has a ton of very likable characters, and then there's a really a fun tone as well. It's like, with the show, there's the different seasons. There's some highs and lows, of course. Some seasons kind of there's like kind of a dip in quality, but it's not awful. It's still fun to watch because it's still fun to be around these characters. It's still it's just such a fun show. Luke, what about you? What are your overall thoughts on
I love monsters, right? Monsters, creatures, and I love stories like TV shows like if someone's going to small towns. Am I breaking up?
No.
Okay. Going to small towns like the Incredible Hulk, Supernatural, helping people, and weird shit happening. And when this come out, man, I was still on drugs, but it was enough to give me enjoyment through those dark times. I do remember that. But I have most the seasons. I have to get a few. But what it means to me is I just love it. And obviously, I'm not the only one. It's very powerful. How many? We have got a shit ton of likes on the Facebook page. I mean, people love this show. And I mean, it is quality. And it's not real kiddie. That's what I like about it. It's edgy too. You know what I mean? It's got gore as well. I was pretty shocked when I first saw it because it was on what? CW or WB, one of those. I think I caught it on UPN reruns at the time. But
yeah,
that's it. You know.
Yeah, it started on the WB, but then
went to the
then the WB merged with I think Paramount for the CW. It's so unlike most of the programming on that channel. You know, when you think about the CW or the WB, you kind of think of like angsty, sort of like teen-driven stuff. Whereas Supernatural, you know, right from the first episode, that moment where no chick flick moments, that kind of like really sets the show.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
It's you know, you're not going to worry about, you know, a subplot involving who loves who and, you know, all this other. That's a lot of the programming on that channel. I don't know, and just again the characters and their attitudes, and you know, there's some really quirky episodes and there's some very serious episodes. It's not very bleak like The Walking Dead. You know, that was a show I was obsessed with for a while, and then when the quality of writing started dipping, just how serious it was, there wasn't really any sort of like entertainment factor for me. If any of you guys still like that show, that's fine. But like the you know, after the creator Eric Kripke left after season 5, there's still dip in the quality, not too much. Like I said, I love this whole series. 7 episodes, the earlier season, like it's still me coming back, and it's, you know, honest, recording the episodes on DVR, and you know, I had to watch them right away. So yeah. So I have a question for you guys. I actually asked you guys this earlier in the group chat. I want to talk about the end of the show real quick. The end of season 15 is a little, I guess, controversial in a way. I've seen a lot of split from the fans. Believe that Inherit the Earth should be, because of the way it ends. They defeat Chuck, and you know, they're off on the road. They have their fuel. There's a nice little montage that plays, and it kind of seemed like it was up to the series, while also kind of leaving for the possibility of a huge special series or movie. That there's episode 20 title of it. Oh, Carry On. How could I forget that title? But it has a very like definitive ending to the series. And so a lot of people feel like episode 19 should have been the final episode, but then there's also people who actually like the way that it ended. They liked how the show had a definitive end. So I wanted to ask you guys, are you which side are you on? Would you have preferred episode 19, Inherit the Earth, to be the final episode, or are you fine with Carry On, the final? Which end of the rebar do you fall on?
I'll go. I like Inherit the Earth better. I think it was perfect. I think that would have been a great way to end it. The montage was great. Can I tell you why I don't like, Carry On? It just kind of felt like, to me, now I'm not trying to offend anybody that loves it, but it just felt like it was kind of tacked on. I don't know. Like, why did he just decide to die this time? I don't know. I loved Inherit the Earth. I did. I thought it tied up a bunch of stuff. I thought everybody looked happy, and it'll be a good way to go. I don't know. I've been told I don't know. Remember, I was kicked by a donkey, so y'all got to remember that. So what say you, Virginia?
Oh, I'm the opposite. I mean, I can appreciate Inherit the Earth. It was good. I think my favorite part of that entire episode was the montage at the very end. I appreciate episode 20, Carry On, way more simply because I'm a huge fan of the first few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like episode 20 kind of like brought that back with them trying to find an actual case for them to work on, them showing up, having to work the case, defeating the big bad, and then like, am I allowed to talk about the ending of that? I mean, I really liked it. I felt like it tied in everything the way that it was supposed to from episode 1. I mean, you had the way Dean wanted to go out, and you had the way that Sam originally wanted to go out before Dean even showed up, make him go on a hunting trip. So I'm all for how they ended it.
What about you, Seth? You may have said a while ago, but you were breaking up.
I'm sorry, guys.
You're okay.
So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the whole thing because there's a selfish part of me that wanted it to end with Inherit the Earth because I would totally love for them to do like a movie or a trilogy of movies or something sometime in the future. And I feel like it's kind of difficult to do that at this point because of the way Carry On ended. But at the same time, Carry On was which most shows don't get. Like Virginia said, it kind of fulfilled some of the character stuff, like Dean, many times throughout the show. Especially, I think if I remember correctly, there was an episode in like season 8 where he's talking to Sam about he figures he's going to die. I just kind of wish so that it happened with like Dean saving Sam, like it was like a crucial moment type of thing. But
yeah,
it's fine. And ultimately, too, I think it was the episode was effective enough, considering how many times we've seen these characters die in the show.
Yeah.
It still kind of choked me up a little bit. It's like you would think that if they ended with them dying again, it's like, oh, we've seen that happen before, no big deal. But there was just something about the way they did it that I think really worked. It did work effectively on that end. I was just curious about what you guys thought about that, because I do see that as sort of like a debate in some groups and stuff. So
it did.
Anything else any of you guys want to say on this topic before we move on?
I was just going to agree with Virginia on it felt like a season 1 type deal, and I like that. I just like I said, man, I just prefer the other one. Yeah, that's it. Elvis is at my house, Virginia. You believe that? He's over there, Seth. So what y'all want to talk about now? Are y'all froze? Oh, you're not.
Of course,
No,
it's
I'm
freezing
good.
up again.
It's okay. I've been froze all my life, Seth.
It's just an annoying thing to happen when we're like doing this,
Sure.
Right now. Yes. Terrible start. But it'll get better.
No. Yeah.
So the next topic is like how did you guys find the show? What is your origins with the show? When did you when did you realize that you were a fan of the show? Did it early on? Did it happen a little bit later? Is there a certain point where you were like, oh yeah, this show's fucking awesome? We'll start with Virginia on this one.
Oh, okay. So for me, the show actually came out a few months. Gosh, it came out what, September of '05? I graduated May of '05, so I actually saw the promo for it, and I was like really stoked to actually check it out because it was right up my ball game and everything that I like. Um, and I actually watched the first episode, and I really, really enjoyed it. And then tried to continue it. Of course, missed a couple episodes along the way, but no, I fell in love with the episode and the characters. I just loved the way that it was working and where they were heading with it, or else how I thought where I thought they were going to be heading with it. Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with it immediately.
I did
You were
too.
there from the beginning. Yeah, it's cool. What about you, Luke?
Well, I probably called it not when it first come out. It seemed like it was '06. And like I said, it seemed like it was on UPN and it was late at night and I was watching. And like I said, I was strung out on pills real bad. And I just remember, and you know what's funny? Throughout that series, y'all, there's a couple of episodes, stuff they deal with that, man, it is a lot like addiction, like not in your face. But I was watching today and there was a few instances I got them wrote down, but it was really impactful for me. But I do remember there wasn't much happiness at that time, but Supernatural did it. And then my friend Kendall, he turned me on to all of them. I started buying them like crazy. And then we just did a marathon. And I was like, holy shit, this is a really good series. You know, it covers monsters, creatures, demons, werewolves, everything. Who could not fucking like it? I mean, it's fucking cool, man. Come on. Come on now. Cool shit. I'm done.
Yeah.
Your turn, Seth.
Yeah. So for me, I was late. Yeah, I was late on this one. When this first came out, I wasn't really watching television shows. I was mostly sticking to movies and stuff, and I'm also very sickly. And so there was one year I had, it was either pneumonia or the flu. It was one of them. And I was in bed and I was recovering and I just was too weak to get up to put in a movie. So I turned on and it was, early in the morning. And there's really nothing on, Normside's crappy talk show. But I was flipping through and I saw that Supernatural was playing on TNT, and a couple of people who I used to like really talk a lot of horror movies with had recommended it before, and I just never got to it. And so I put it on, and I caught The French Mistake from season 6, which is a great episode. And I was just like, okay, I need to see the show now. And so, like, when I got better, I ordered like the first 3 seasons on Blu-ray from Amazon, and then I started it. And like the first season, I really enjoy it, but it didn't completely hook me in. Like I would be able to watch a couple of episodes and then watch something else and then go back to it. It was when I got to season 2 where all of a sudden it kind of became like an obsession. like every night I had to watch like 3 or 4 episodes, and I wanted to watch more, but goddamn work. So I wasn't able to do that. But yeah, and I would get towards like the last Blu-ray that I had, and then I'd go on Amazon, order like 3 more seasons, get towards the end of those, and I just kept going until I finally got caught up. And I think this was around the time like season 10 was on air. So like I was really late to the party on this one. And so I don't really have like that, like, even though like I'm obsessed with the show, but I can imagine what it's like for like someone like you guys who have, or like especially Virginia, who's there from the beginning. You have 15 seasons, 15 years worth of fandom versus the small amount of time that I've been a fan of the show.
Yeah, but if you see a lot of people, I'm just in case.
I was sick, and
hey, it's cool, man. It doesn't matter how long you love something. It matters if you love it. People are always like, man, I love this when you was shit and yellow. And it's like, dude, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's how the fandom grows. You know what I mean? We should welcome. Yeah. Come on in. Yeehaw.
Yeah. But yeah. Man. So who are some of you guys' who are your favorite characters? We'll start with Luke on this one. Name,
dude.
I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm boring, man. Dean is my favorite character. I love Dean. I fucking love him better than Snuff. Sam, I love him, but he's different. He's like a younger brother or something. I don't know. And I really like John. He is a very troubled man, and it's really affected his children. But, dude, there's fucking demons in this world. You know what I mean? And you know about it. They kill your wife, your mother. They put fucking demon blood in your baby. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't know. But Dean, Sam, I'd say Castiel and John are my 4 favorites. Yeah. That's all I got on that, I guess.
You can't pick one. Just round up to 5.
Oh, you rounded it up to 5?
There's so many in the show.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Jack's pretty cool. Damn, Seth. There is a bunch, but I can't remember any of them. I guess Jack. Chuck's a peckerhead, but yeah, those 5 are my 5. I'll go with that. Like I said, I'm boring. I bet Virginia likes characters from episode.
What about you,
3
Virginia?
In the scenes,
Hey, quit tripping.
Okay.
I have to agree with quite a few of yours, actually, because I love Dean, obviously. And then it would be Sam. And then Cass. And I actually really enjoyed Lucifer, because I really enjoyed him. He cracked me up, but at the same time, he also pissed me off. So it kind of it meshed really well. And then I'd have to say, I was actually talking around earlier, and I would have to say with season 1 and season 2, Zazel, because he really rounded out everything. I guess in those 2 seasons, he does count as a main, not later on, obviously. But yeah, that makes 5, right? Yes, 5. Are you counting?
Hey, dude, I forgot about Bobby. I'll take Jack off Bobby. I like Bobby.
See, I think of him as a supporting. To me, he's a supporting character.
He is, but Bobby's bad. I relate to him. Like, I know people like Bobby Singer. You know what I mean? So it's like he's cool people. So, well, still Jack, but Bobby should be in there. Bobby's the man.
He is.
He is, yeah. I love Bobby.
And
I wouldn't.
All right. My five are Dean. Obviously, is my favorite character in the show. He's a badass. Uh, number two would I like Bobby. Number three, the trickster, Gabriel.
Oh.
Four would be Cassia. What? What? Did you forget about him?
Trickster. Oh,
Dude, keep
I
going.
know.
Keep going. Keep reminding me.
I'm
'Cause I like
breaking.
Gabriel.
Um, five would be God damn it! I should have written this one down.
Yeah.
Um, I would go with probably Ruby.
I
Season
love
3
Ruby
Ruby.
too, man.
Yeah.
I like season 1 Ruby. I like season 1 Ruby.
Season 2.
2? She isn't in season 1? Okay. It's that donkey
It
again.
was season 1. Meg was the main demon in season 1.
Ah. I must have I watched both seasons the other day. Okay. Anyway, carry on.
All right, you guys got a favorite season? Start with Virginia.
Season 3. Most of my favorite episodes are from season 3.
How come?
Well,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of the first few seasons for me with the whole big chunk. The first few seasons are always my favorite. Just like, oh, they're just classic. And like all of my favorite episodes are from season 3. And a lot of the character development that you get, specifically in season 3, with the whole struggle with Sam kind of panicking with it coming to the end and knowing that Dean is going to be going to hell, and then finally having Dean admit that he's actually scared of what's happening. Oh, it's just, I just love it because it's funny and then it's heartbreaking, and I don't know, I get all the feels with that season.
Yeah. I like season 3 too. But I think 2's my favorite. Starts out with a bang, ends crazy, man. Gates of hell opening up. That is season 2, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, Dean gets him, John comes back, grabs the demon, it goes back in, and he's like, and then Dean's like, hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, fuck
Yeah.
it. That's a good thing. It kind of ties up that, but, yeah. And what I like about it, y'all, I'm like right now on season 4, and it's been a few years, so I'm going back through them, and it's so cool because I have missed. I mean, it's like I forget, you know what I mean? You just do through the years. It's been probably 2 years, 3, and it's like I'm watching it again for the first time in some instances. I fucking love it. It's like you fall in love with it again. I don't know.
It makes sense.
Yeah, to me it does.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. Season 2, man. I like how it starts. The wreck, Dean. I like that episode with the Reaper and her taking the pretty form, talking to him, John making the deal. And it was really kind of hinted. And then, of course, when he comes in and is talking to Dean and they got that teary-eyed, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I got something in my eye. Shit like that. I love stuff like that. Seeing tough guys kind of get choked up. It's good shit. And then how it ends, like I said, Helen and everybody coming together. When she showed up, I was like, for the first time, I was like, yes. you know, because I really like her a lot too. But yeah. But once I watch all of season 3, it'll probably be my favorite season. Then probably season 4. So I rotate. Depends on, I guess, how I am when I watch it, you know.
Oh yeah.
So what say you, Seth? Or have you already said?
I haven't said. I don't even know if it's going to come through or not. Season
You are.
2 is the one I consider to be my favorite because it's the one that kind of really pulled me in.
Yeah, me too.
But I also love season 3, and I also love season 4 and season 5. The first 5 seasons are
For the
just
best.
those are like two. Like anytime I'm in the mood to watch Supernatural, it's always within those first 5 seasons. Always.
Yep. Same.
And like a lot of my from 5 since like when I wrote that top 25 Supernatural episode list I did for the Horror Syndicate website, the majority of them are from the first 5 seasons. Like, and
Yeah.
like some of the ones from the later seasons that made that list were there out of pity that I was only selecting from the first 5 instead of, from anything else after that. But yeah, there's nothing like the first 5 seasons for me.
That's right. I feel the same way. In fact, my when we get into the 5 episode thing, man, I'm really excited because most of mine take place in the first 5 seasons. I think one's in the last season. Mysterious. Ooh. Drink. Sounds like a cowbell. Can you hear that ice?
Yeah.
It's like ding, ding, ding. I got a cow, man. Come on, Bessie. Woo, suck cow. That's how you call a cow. Anyway. Hello. What? Oh, that's cool. Somebody writing.
I'm having a lot of trouble with my computer tonight. I'm trying to oh, there we go. It's up there now.
It's up there.
Yeah. I'm having so much trouble right now. Like even just trying to bring up the comment here, it was what a premiere. Hello, what did I miss? Love the show. Favorite season, difficult, but season 4, leading all the way up to season 5, ending, but just all of them really. Swan Song is just a favorite. Yeah, I mean, season 4, like I see a lot of people choose that one as their favorite as well, and it's hard to how can you argue against it? Season 4 is great. I mean, right from the first episode, Lazarus Rising, where Dean is brought back from hell, and the introduction to Cass, incredible, probably one of the best important characters in the entire. I mean, do you guys disagree with that?
Say it one more
I agree.
time. The very end of that.
Pretty much
do
you agree with season 4 being one of the best.
I didn't get to hear all of it. Seth, I didn't get to hear everything you said.
Talking about season, okay. I was talking about season 4 and how Castiel best production out of any supporting character the entire series. Just the way he shows up with the light all blowing out, and just such a cool intro.
Yeah, man.
From that point on, especially, it's like everything just gets really crazy from there with the storyline of the angels and the vessels and the bigger picture of everything that we soon find out is all part of Azazel's plan to resurrect Lucifer. Like the first 5 seasons are so great because all 5 seasons tell like this one big storyline.
Yeah.
It's like what happens in season 1 like directly leads to season 2 to season 3, and like it's just a really tight really story arc for those 5 seasons. And yeah. Let me
Good
try
shit.
to take down this comment. Yes, thank you for coming in. By I'm having some problems tonight.
I have a lot of
So
problems.
anyway, let's get to. Well, yeah, but you were kicked by a donkey. I'm having internet issues.
No. It hurted so bad.
No.
Elephant.
Red bud
So
elephant.
let's.
Yes.
Oh, elephant. Yeah. I forgot. So let's get into our next topic, which I want to ask you guys. Who was the dickhead who decided we should choose 5 favorite episodes?
Dude, in my screen, you're pointing at me.
Oh, really?
What the hell? Yes.
Which way?
So it was you. Okay.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm evil. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait. Yeah. All right. So let's get to this one because this one will be real interesting. This is really difficult to do. And I regretted even what are your top 5 favorite episodes of the show? Give a little, you don't have to say too much because we are going to be covering each episode individually as we go on. But if you want to mention a few things here and there about why these will make your top 5 list. Let's start with Luke on this one. Name your 5 favorite episodes of the show and why.
Now, they're not in any particular order. It's hard to do that. So I don't have them in any particular order. But the first one is Devil's Trap because that's Bobby. Fine. I love Bobby. When he finally went on, man, it really hurt. Of course, like we said, death in this show is kind of like comic books. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're dead for a little bit. But when they finally die for real, I don't know. But yeah, when he come in, man, wasn't he supposed to be like a one-off character?
Bobby?
Yeah. Was he supposed to be a one-off character or something? And
he was only supposed to show up for one episode.
I wonder how they did that. Do y'all know how they were like, dude, Bobby's over. We need to get more Bobby. Any idea?
We're not getting into that here. Saving that.
All right. The next one is In My Time of Dying. Season 2, episode 1. Dean, like I said earlier, when I first saw it, man, I was like, Dean can't die. But I wasn't sure because it was the first time I saw it. You know what I mean? But I was like, surely not. Didn't help it at all because, like I said, when him and his dad at the end and then when he whispers, oh my goodness, I was like, what is that about? What the fuck is that? And of course, we find out, but it was so fucking crazy then. I'm like, I hate waiting. I ain't got any patience. You know what I mean? I'm like, gratification right now. But anyway, anything else I liked about that? Yeah. I just thought John sacrificing himself to bring Dean back was both crazy and I'd do it for my kids, Sure would. All right. Then I got All Hell Breaks Loose. I really like this episode because, for one thing, I love that town. Is that a real town? They probably built that, right? Do y'all know?
Which one? There's 2 parts to it.
Cold Oak, South Dakota. Cold Oak, South Dakota. Do you know if they built that town? I'm guessing they did. Anyway, whether it's real or not, if they constructed it, it's beautiful. I liked Ava. I love Catherine Isabel anyway, so that's easy. I like Jake's character. Of course, we know what he goes on and does, but I didn't like him too much after that. But didn't care for Lily or Andy much, though. I hated to see him go. I hate to see anybody go, but if somebody had to go, it was them. So, and then I got All Hell Breaks Loose too. Love it as well. I like that whole ending, setting Sam up to what comes, because it's like, to me, it's like priming something. You know what I mean? And we know something's coming. Like Bobby says at the end, when Sam's like, well, he just says there's more going on. It ain't over, when you're going into season 3. And I think that's cool. And then the last one, well, is Inherit the Earth. Like I said, I really liked that episode. In fact, when I first saw it, it was on TNT. They run through the whole seasons. And I actually thought that was the last episode. I was like, that is perfect. But Carry On is not a bad episode. I don't want to make it seem like I was shitting all over that episode, because I do like that episode too. But, if I had my druthers. But yeah. Now it's your turn.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for mine, I did mine 5-1, obviously one being my favorite. And this was so hard. I actually was still working on this today just to make sure that I had my list right. But for my number 5 spot, I put Lazarus Rising, just because I love how it starts with him actually digging his way out of his grave when Cass pulls him out of hell. And then him showing up to Bobby and Sam and them having to like freak out on him and try to figure out whether or not it's him or a shapeshifter or some other kind of demon. And then obviously, like you said earlier, Seth, the reveal of Cass at the end, especially because he ends up being such a big character. For my number 4 would be A Very Supernatural Christmas, because I love that one. It's really funny. You get a lot of comedy what's going on between Sam and Dean, especially when they're dealing with the gods and the whole fudge thing with, if you fudging touch me, I'm gonna fudging kill you, or something like that. So that one really had me laughing, while at the same time you still got a little bit of the emotional aspect with Sam and Dean actually spending somewhat of a Christmas together, knowing that it's going to be Dean's last Christmas with him, since he's going to be going to hell. For my number 3, okay, Seth, you're going to have to correct me on this. Is it Justin Bello? Am I pronouncing that right? I'm not sure if I was or
Justin
not.
Bello?
Yes. Yeah, that would be my number 3.
Yeah, it sounded like you
that
were
just kind of, yeah, I was. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, that one's my number 3. Just because it kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I love the entire story that they have and how they're tying up everything with the FBI searching for him and them actually being caught and bringing in the Lilith and Ruby and all these other demons that are coming after him. It was just very suspenseful, and I really liked it. And again, they also brought in humor at the beginning of it, so that's always good. It's always a big one for me. Which leads me to my number 2, being Mystery Spot, because it is absolutely hilarious and always Tuesday. And I just love seeing how Sam has to deal with Dean dying in all these different ways, from food poisoning to being electrocuted to a piano falling on his head, to being hit by a car. Dean thinking that must have been hilarious, and Sam letting him know that he peed himself. Oh, he's leaving. But yeah, that one is definitely my number 2. I always end up going back to that one, which I need to go back to that one again, along with Justin Fellow, but I haven't yet. My number one would be the pilot, because none of it would have been happening if it wasn't for the pilot, and that's where I fell in love with it for the first place. So yeah, that's all mine. Your turn.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course I peed myself.
You 5 1 lead into my favorite one. And my number 5 is Yellow Fever. I think that's a really fun episode. It always makes me laugh right from the beginning. Where Dean's being chased, and you find out it's like this little dog.
It's myself.
Just all the stuff that that goes on. Like it's just so fun seeing. Who does that? Crazy people. It's just really fun episode. My number 4 is Swan Song. Such a great finale. I mean, it would have been a end to the show, I think. There's just a lot to it. It just wrapped everything up so well. And it's definitely one that I go to quite a bit. I watch that one quite a bit. My number 3 is Justin Bellow.
Yes.
I really like it. I really, yes, I love that episode. It's a siege episode, and I love it. You have Sam and Dean; they're in jail, and then Henriksen shows up, and then the demons sort of surround it, and it was so cool. And like Henriksen finally sees the truth, and he finally sees what's actually going on, and he finally becomes an ally, and then he dies. I didn't care for the ending because of that, because I wanted him to, like he's been a harass on them since season 2, and then they finally got him on their side, and then he dies. But I love watching that one. My number 2 is from season 2. The Mandroid Rise. I think it's just such a fun episode. I really love the Shifter episodes, and I like how it started. I like how it goes with the whole bank robbery thing, and of course, it's the introduction to Henriksen, who I think was sort of like a kind of antagonist to the. And then there's that whole ending scene with that song that plays. I forget the title of it. And them taking off the mask at the end after dressing like cops and saying we're screwed. It was such a really cool episode. My number 1, my top favorite episode, the episode I go to the most when I am in the mood to watch is Mystery Spot. It's an episode that will always entertain me. It's I'll always be entertained by it. I don't know how many times I've seen that episode. Like I still laugh. Does this taco taste funny to you? I don't know, just everything about it.
Taco tastes funny.
Just all the different ways that Dean dies, and just the humor of it. Yeah, and I kind of like the Groundhog Day type style of
That's really good.
loop stories like that, where every day's the same. and so that's one of my favorite episodes, and it's with the trickster Gabriel in it. So he's one of my favorite characters, and I mean, most of the episodes that he's in are some of my favorite episodes. So there it is. There are my five favorite, which kind of blows because there's so many more to add. You know, like I wanted to add Breaks Loose parts 1 and 2, and Baby from season 11. That episode where it's all about from the perspective. Yeah, great episodes. I wanted to put down, but I couldn't because I chose to have a stew. But I'm going to blame Virginia. Anyway,
I'm sorry
for it earlier.
I'm sorry.
Better be. So anyway, this did not go as I planned tonight, and I apologize. So many issues on my end with freezing up, and then there's some sort of like delay between the time that I speak and you guys speak. So it's been a little frustrating. So I'm not really on my game right now. But is there anything else that you guys want to say about Supernatural, about what you love about it? Is there any other topics that you guys have you want to kind of talk about?
I wish I'd have had a show like this when I was a kid, man. This would have been fucking awesome. You imagine having something like this back then?
It would have been, but I don't think I would have appreciated as much.
Well, I mean, we had the X-Files.
Yes, and we had Werewolf.
No, we had Buffy.
Yeah, we had
Get
Buffy.
together, okay?
Did y'all ever watch?
Out of here.
Did y'all ever watch that Werewolf TV series that ran for a year?
Which one? They had a few.
It was just called Werewolf. It come out on Fox 54 in the late 80s, like 88. And he went around small towns hiding, but helping people. You know what I mean? And like, again, I love shit like that. Whether it's Supernatural, Werewolf, Incredible Hulk. Yeah. I like to repeat. Like a CD on repeat. On Mystery Spot. Medicine makes my mouth dry. It's not fair, Virginia. It's not fair.
What?
My mouth
What'd
getting
I do
dry.
now?
Oh, nothing. You didn't do anything. I said my medicine makes my mouth dry. I got a drink.
Thought I was getting harassed about the whole 5 episodes thing again.
Oh yeah. This isn't Sprite. It's actually moonshine. So.
Oh jeez.
It's not, but yeah. But Seth, you're doing fine, man. This is fun, dude. I'm having fun. You do glitch up every now and again, but I get cool pictures. I wish I could snap them. Like that one of you ninja chopping. That is some funny shit, dude. Funny shit. He's like,
thank you, buddy.
Oh, I got 2. Is that your finger? It is your finger. It looked like a pen. It looked like a pen or a straw for his finger. I was like, what the fuck is that, Seth? Edward Seth Straw Hands, Straw Fingers. Hey, boy. And see, I've done good. I haven't been saying off the wall shit too bad. So, you know, pretty good. Yeah.
Well, hopefully next week the issues I'm having will be resolved. Beginning next week, we will be starting with the pilot episode. We will we'll have a deep dive discussion on our overall thoughts on the episode. We'll talk about certain things. We'll we'll have Virginia will have trivia. Luke will be diving into lore on certain monsters of each episode that we talk about. So that should be fun. Yeah, it's been a wonderful night. You guys got anything else to say about Supernatural? I mean, you any other topics you want to cover before we end it?
I've said enough.
I have to throw in there that I had a list of supporting characters that I wanted to share, but instead we just focused on main characters. I reject that. Because I will throw in there that the Trickster was on my supporting characters list, and so was Bobby, Mr.
Bobby.
Luke.
I gotta have Bobby.
And the other ones that I wanted to mention was Ellen, Joe, and Ash. I love them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, he's crazy. I got a cousin like that. Seriously.
You're gonna have to send a picture.
I don't know. Lord have mercy. Remember, I live in Southern Tennessee.
Woo. I expect a mullet.
Well, yeah, I do got kinfolk with a mullet. I sure do. Sure enough. You hear that country? I got kinfolk that got mullets. Anyway, Seth, you've done a really good job, my friend. Technical difficulties aside, you've done really good, man. He just freezes again. I love it. Yeah. Good shit, man.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good show.
I think we should wrap this up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you to anyone who put up with, I think, awkward first show. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully we won't have this shit next week. We're gonna go through every episode of the show. All three of us are super fans of the show. We love talking about it with each other. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to these discussions going forward. Subscribe to the on YouTube, like Facebook, like the Supernatural. Jenny is doing a fantastic job running that page. My God, I'm not with it. So yeah. Yep. Do all that crap. Do everything I just said. All right. Subscribe, like.
Subscribe and like, people. Come on.
My head's gonna explode.
Like on scanners?
Yeah. You know, that thing that people say. Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, thank you. Any final words from you guys before we peace out?
Yeah, man, I want to say, like, if there's anybody out there that has issue with drugs or anything, you can hit me up on Messenger and we can talk a little bit. And also anybody dealing with mental issues, I know a little bit about that too. And I want to do this show because I want people to like stuff, find something to love. And because sometimes that's all we got is the stuff that entertains us, because, you know, there's a reason we all watch these things, whether it's TV, movies, film, any of it. We all watch this thing and consume it because we need it. We like good stories and we like different kinds, but it all comes back to us consuming this entertainment and having fun doing it. I'm glad this show was made. It seems like it was made for me. That's weird. I don't know if y'all feel that way, but when it first come on, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. And like I said, I was in a real dark place, dark room. But that show come on, like Seth, it was late at night or early in the morning. And it was just, I don't know. And then when I got reacquainted with it, like I said, man, I just fell in love with it all over again. And then when you asked me to do this, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I've been waiting for fucking 2 years. And then the rest is history, you know. Here we are. That's it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, to me.
It's made for me. It's made for you. It's made for Seth. So you can hear me.
Yeah, Seth, can you hear us? He can hear
I
us.
can hear you.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Can you see me?
He's just listening
Yeah.
to us talk shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had fun, man. I did.
So
I had
yeah,
a good time.
we got
Got the what?
good. We have a comment here. The song from Night Shifter is Renegade from Styx. That's right. I was drawing a blank on that earlier. It was such a it's a good song that goes with that moment very well. And thank you for subscribing, Rich. Recovering alcoholic. Glad you're getting better, man. We're here for you. Like Luke said, need any help at all or just anyone to talk to, you can reach out to him. Luke, they only know your first name, so how would you
Hardiman.
want people to reach out to you?
Yeah, I'm Luke Hardiman, Hardiman,
Okay.
IMAN. I'm on Facebook primarily. Just hit me up, and I'll do my best to get to you, okay? That's it.
It's good. It's
Oh,
a
that's
good
fantastic.
thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You're doing, by the way. That's a great. That's a great. Yeah.
We need to help each other.
Yep. So anyway, I think we're gonna call it a night here because that's right. Definitely, because I mean, there's a lot of problems out there with mental health issues and addiction and stuff like that, and some people just need a friend, and you're offering to be a friend to them, so that's great. Awkward night. I'm just gonna end this now. Thank you guys for joining.
Peace.
I'm gonna go and then cry into a pillow, and then I don't know.
It'll be fine.
Oh my! Have a good night. All right. Have a good night, everyone.